The talk continues right here on the Morning Scramble. Thank you for being our audience. A little chilly this morning, but it's going to be a beautiful day. The next 4 days in the 70s up here in northern Arizona. That means Phoenix is going to be beautiful. And
perfect.
It's Friday. That means it's Dr. David Hancock.
How about that? If it's Tuesday, it must be Belgium. Right? Glad to be here. Thanks for watching.
Very good, Doctor. With us in the studio, Purl, and she is an actress and now turned author. We're going to be talking about her second book. She was on about, I want to say 9 months ago.
Yes, that's right. I think it was maybe January.
Talking about her first book. We're talking about her second book now, and there will be more to come. She has promised us. Her first book is What the Heart Knows. The second book is Where the Heart Lives. Mara, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Let's catch up. It's been a year.
Yes.
I know it's been busy for you because Amazon is saying that you are a bestseller.
Yes. They chose my book for a Mother's Day promotion. And at the beginning of the day, the ranking was something meaningless, like 237,422. And then by
That's down the list of ways.
right. And then by 9 in the morning, it was 900 something. And by noon, number 20. And by 3, number 5.
This happened in a day?
In a day. Yes.
So do they just randomly go, let's talk about this
It's not
book?
exactly random. They choose books that have some synergy. This is women's fiction. They chose Mother's Day, a perfect match.
Yes.
And they choose books that they think are likely to succeed. It had already been performing quite well during the course of the months since it had been published. So, but it's fascinating. It's great to be on a larger platform. It's fun, exciting, and then you also have the pressure. Okay, what's next?
Now, in the normal world of literature, books, and printing, it would have taken months for that to happen, or at least for the information to be gathered. Would it not have been?
Well, publishing is certainly shifting, and right now we have two very active worlds. We have the print world and the e-world. And really, at most of my events, when I ask, most readers say, oh, I like the real books. And so there are a lot of people, myself included, I still love to hold a real book. But the e-world is beginning to really skyrocket.
I noticed, but I still like to look at my bookcase and see the books.
Yes.
There's something about that.
And you know, the head of Amazon says that many customers will buy the e-book first, and if they like it, they'll buy the hardcover or the hard copy and keep it in their collection, which is kind of a great idea. So then you have a pristine, nice copy for your real collection, for your lovely house, your library. And at the same time, if you get on your flights, you can carry lots of books with you.
And that way, if you don't like the book, I mean, it's not like buying the book, I don't like it, why did I buy it, now it's on my bookshelf. If you don't like it, you don't buy it, it's not on your bookshelf.
Yes, you can try it. And another thing we're doing is little short stories, which give people a chance to buy something very inexpensively. It's a short, self-contained read. But so far, most of them go, I liked that little world of Milford-Haven, I'm going to go on to the next.
Now, when I look at a book, speaking of the real book,
Yes.
I'm always intrigued by covers. A cover will make or break a book for me.
I agree.
I've seen what I know are best-selling books, and it was like Yawner. But this is tell me about the map on this. This is a real map, and something about cartography is in the novel itself.
Yes. Well, first, there are different genres. So sometimes a men's fiction book might have a black cover and a red title, and that's all, and it's aimed at a certain audience. For me, women's fiction, women tend to like a lovely piece of art which works with my story. My protagonist is an artist, so each book cover is one of her paintings. So we see her in the story create this painting, which in turn connects to a journey that she takes. So this map, which by the way will mirror the book tour that begins November 2nd.
Clever.
I will be traveling that book cover, basically going to all indie bookstores, which is fun.
How much input do you have on the design of the cover? Authors have told me varying stories on that.
Yes, I have a little more than the usual input only because I've been connected to Milford-Haven for so long. It was a radio drama first, and I had that success and that connection. So they tend to ask me more than I think probably a number of authors. However, the final decisions are theirs. I did find the artist who lives in Sedona, by the way, fantastic artist, Mary Helsapple. So she does the artwork. Then we turn it over to the cover designer, a young man named Kevin Meyer, who's just brilliant at figuring out where everything should be placed and what the color balance should be.
The psychology of it. A lot.
That's
there
a large
is a
part of it
psychology
too.
involved in that. That's interesting. You say the cover does it for you.
A lot of times it will draw me, even if I don't know anything about the book and the title doesn't mean anything. And of course, I never met you, don't know anything about this till 4 minutes ago. But this draws me in because the magnifying glass and the whole. Yeah,
but now the first page will do it for me. When I open the book and read, I stand in the bookstore or whatever, or if it's whatever you're doing. The first page will either capture me or it won't. And I don't think so much it might be at that moment content as much as flow of writing, the style, the rhythm of the author, and that will catch me.
You know, that shows you that we all have our own individual way of approaching material. And so when we're creating a book, we're trying to meet each person if possible. So we try to do a fabulous cover, but then you can't imagine how much time we spend on the opening line of the book.
It's
very important.
The opening line of the book.
Yes,
exactly. I agree totally with that. That's like the opening line of a commercial, a movie, anything like that.
In a way, it has to contain, in a way, it has to contain everything. It has to be like a little haiku, a distillation of everything, a promise, which the rest of the book fulfills.
Now, did your background in performing, because you're on Days of Our Lives, did that help you with verbal capabilities in your writing and knowing those little haiku, let's draw them in? Because I don't know, Days of Our Lives was an hour show. I never saw it.
Because we know a soap opera draws them in, and right before it ends, I mean, you hold them because you can't wait for the next day. You can't wait for it. That ending scene, the ending scene in a soap opera.
Very important. Very important. I did learn a great deal from being on Days of Our Lives. The writers on a show like that make it look easy, though it isn't. The head writer became a good friend, Sherry Anderson, who's now also doing novels, interestingly.
How about that?
But I learned this kind of story structure from watching the scenes that I wasn't in. I got interested in that longer form of storytelling. You have to begin with something fascinating, you have to have a button at the end of the scene, and then the scene itself has to be richly fulfilling. There has to be something critical that happens in that scene. And I still write that way. It very much informs my novel writing.
Mara, hold your thoughts. When we come back after a short commercial break, more with Mara Purl. She is actress and author. We're going to be talking to her when we come back.